Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome all y'all back to Smart Loc TV. I'm your host, the Supreme Litigant. And before we begin this video, I want to start off by telling everybody thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for your comments. And thank you for your time because I really appreciate it. This video is called The Secret Citizenships Part 3. Okay, because again, a lot of people, they think I just make shit up. They think that I don't really go and do my research, you know. And also, there was a guy on my video, one of my videos, I think last week or something. He called somebody a sovereign citizen on my channel or something like that. And based on my research, sovereign citizen is a misnomer. And I'm not sure who created the term, but somebody who doesn't want you to know that you're sovereign created that term. So let me scroll down here first. Where's that case at? And I'm gonna show you something because these judges, they like to make fun of you. They like to make people think that you crazy, like you just making shit up. See here's a case right here where they're doing that. Where they're saying, in contrast to sovereign citizens, federal citizenship is much more limited. You know what I'm saying? Then they say federal. Let me see. Where is it at? They basically saying that sovereign citizens believe that a 14th Amendment citizen is a franchise of the federal government, and so on and so forth, like that. Um, that is one definition of a U.S. citizen. They don't want y'all to know this stuff, man. They're gonna obfuscate. They're gonna make up shit. They're gonna try to discredit you and call you crazy. It might order you to get a psycho or mental evaluation by somebody who works for the state. I'm just telling you what I know. These are the types of tactics that they use. Okay, they don't want you to know that you are sovereign. But if you go and watch my video that I posted, I don't know when I think I posted it last month, where it says the people are sovereign. I'm gonna do another one, a part 2, and I'm gonna show you all of the cases where the Supreme Court in every state that are telling you that the people are sovereign and that the government gets their authority from the people. Because I know it's in the Alabama Constitution. I've seen it. I've read that plenty of times. It's in the Alabama Constitution. I think it's Article 1, Section 2, if I'm not mistaken, of the Alabama Constitution. It's in Georgia Constitution. In fact, in Georgia Constitution, it calls out the public servants and it labels them as trustees because the Constitution is a trust. It's right there in the Georgia Constitution. Anyway, let's get back to the topic of this video. Like I said, the topic of this video is called "The Secret Citizenships Part 3," and what I'm basically doing in this video is I'm showing you all of these cases where these judges are basically confirming that there is a distinction between a U.S. citizen and a state citizen, and that prior to the 14th Amendment being allegedly ratified, there was no such thing as a U.S. citizen. Okay. Another thing y'all need to know is states are countries. That's why they have their own constitution. That's why they have their own government. That's why they have their own flag. They are countries. Y'all need to understand that. And when I use the word United States, y'all need to understand that according to these judges, there are 3 definitions to the terms United States. Okay. That's what y'all need to understand. Okay. The United States is located in the District of Columbia. The District of Columbia is called Washington, D.C. That is where the United States is. Okay? That's what y'all need to understand. And all U.S. citizens are citizens of the District of Columbia. That is what you need to understand. When you see this word person, they are not talking about me and you. They're talking about fictions. They're talking about juristic persons, legal persons, juridical persons. That's what they're talking about. They're talking about something that they created that they have jurisdiction over. That is what they are talking about. Okay. But anyway, let's get back to the topic of this video. So if you wanted to read this case right here, what is this? Moen versus Erlinson. if you wanted to read that, this was in Washington. This was in 1972. Um, if you wanted to read this case, you would go to volume 80 in Washington, second edition, and you would turn to page 755, and you will find this case in there. And this case citation is going to be in there where it clearly states, it is quite clear then that there is a citizenship of the United States and meaning two, and a citizenship of a state, which are distinct from each other. Okay, you need to see that. Okay, this is one from 1939. The oldest case that I've seen when it was decided was in 1872. That's when it was decided. Also, I think that case was decided after the 14th Amendment was allegedly ratified. Before it was before the 14th Amendment was allegedly ratified, there was no such thing as a U.S. citizen. As a matter of fact, I have that case. That's that Susan V. Anthony case where the judge. That's a federal United States Supreme Court case, by the way, where the judge he plainly tells you that there is no such thing as a U.S. citizen prior to the 14th Amendment being allegedly ratified. Nowhere all over the country there was no such thing as a U.S. citizen. And I have to go back, but the Constitution does not even define citizenship. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was prior to the 14th Amendment. The Constitution did not define citizenship. In other words, there was no definition for citizenship. But anyway, again, back to the topic. What is this? It is quite clear, the court declared on page 74 that there is a citizenship of the United States and a citizenship of a state, which are distinct from each other and which depend upon different characteristics in the individual. And if you wanted to read this case, you can go to any law library. If they have this book, you can go to volume 307, United States Court Reports, on page 496, and you will read this case, and it's going to be in that book. Let me see. Let's go down. All of them are saying it. I'm gonna see if I can find it. The slaughterhouse case. There it is, right there. This is the first case right here. This is where this case right here is where they're getting this from. Where these other courts are saying this. Like for example, this one right here. This case right. This is a federal case from 1960. This case right here is citing this case right here. They get their authority and their conclusion from the slaughterhouse cases. That's what they're doing. This case right here, here it is again. I'm gonna read it again. It goes on to say some more stuff too. But it is that the distinction between citizenship of the United States and citizenship of a state is clearly recognized and established. Not only may a man be a citizen of the United States without being a citizen of a state, okay, but an important element is necessary to convert the former into the latter. Okay, let's go on down some more. Let's see. Yeah, here's another one. They're telling you that you have dual citizenship. Dual citizenship is two citizenships. This is how, like, prior to the 14th Amendment, when Congress would make acts or so-called laws or something, those so-called laws were not applicable to state citizens because Congress had no jurisdiction over state citizens because the states were foreign to the federal government. The states are sovereign, so they were foreign to the federal government. So the so-called laws that were passed in Washington, D.C. Were only applicable exclusively, meaning only in Washington, D.C. They were not applicable anywhere else outside of that prior to the 14th Amendment being allegedly ratified. Just to let y'all know. Let's see if I can find anything in here. Here's another one, right? I think this is a pretty good one, too. This case right here. I'm going to read this citation. That there is a citizenship of the United States and a citizenship of a state, and the privileges and immunities of one are not the same as the other, is well established by decisions of the courts of this country. Do y'all see this shit? This is from 1927. These judges been knew this shit. Do not let these people lie to y'all. Do not let these people call you crazy, because you are not crazy. You are simply reading cases and you are interpreting these cases to mean exactly what the judge is saying that this means. Don't let these people call you crazy, because you're not crazy. I'm telling you right now. As a matter of fact, let me tell you. Let me give you some examples of where the United States is. Like, let's say you go to a post office. Okay, when you step off of the street in whichever city that you're in or whatever, and you step onto the property of that post office, you are in the United States. You are on the United States property. That is why everybody in there is a federal employee when you go to the post office. When you go to a United States um, district court, when you step off the street onto that property, you are in the United States. You are on the United States property. Okay? You are under the jurisdiction of the United States when you step in there, when you step on that property. And so if you do anything to anybody in that building, they're going to charge you under United States statutes, not state statutes. Okay? Because those are federal employees. You need to understand that. This shit ain't no game. They made all this shit up though. They made pretty much everything up. All of this stuff, they just really made it up. Let's see. Let's see if I can find. Well, y'all get the y'all get what I'm trying to relate to y'all. I would advise y'all that any of these cases that y'all find interesting, that y'all need to, y'all should read these cases. I would advise you to do that if you really want to learn more. That'll be the end of this video. I'm not going to really get into the a more depth uh, studying of it. I think this would be a good case for you to read too, right here. Was it state versus collusion? So I think that would be a good case to read too. But anyway, I'm not going to get into the a more in-depth study of it. This I just wanted to show you and give you a general understanding of what I want you to understand, which is there is a secret citizenship, and they gonna deny it. I'm telling you right now, they're gonna deny it. Matter of fact, there's a case called Barron versus Baltimore. It was decided before the 14th Amendment had been ratified. Barron had sued Baltimore in federal court under the Fifth Amendment. He claimed that the city of Baltimore, Maryland, took his private property without just compensation, and they took his private property and used it for public, for public business or whatever they did without just compensation. And he sued them under the Fifth Amendment of the federal Constitution. Okay, and the judge in that case said he didn't have jurisdiction to hear that case under the Fifth Amendment because Byron Barron, he wasn't a U.S. citizen, and the judge dismissed the case. And the judge clearly tells you in that case that Barron is he's not a U.S. citizen. Basically, he's telling you that he's not a U.S. citizen, and since he's not a U.S. citizen, he can't sue under the Fifth Amendment in the federal court. And he said he didn't have any jurisdiction, and he dismissed the case. And that was before the ratification of the 14th Amendment. Matter of fact, let me go to one of my videos on this channel right now, and I'm gonna show it to you. I think it's on the secret citizenship. I think it's on. Yeah, it's right here. It's in this video right here. So I'm gonna pause that because I don't want to get it any louder than that. Here's the case right here. Y'all read that right there. Bingo. That's what y'all read right there. I'm gonna pause that right there for a minute. Let y'all read that. And this was before the 14th Amendment was allegedly ratified. And then I'm gonna go ahead and go off the video. All right, sorry about that, y'all. I had to step away from the computer for a minute, but anyway, I'm back. That's gonna be the end of this video. I just wanted to show that to y'all just to let y'all know that you are not crazy. Do not believe these people. Okay, do not believe these people, you are not crazy. You are sovereign. As a matter of fact, let me show you one more thing. And this is an Alabama case. I'm going to show you this right here. This is an Alabama case. It's called Michael versus State. You can find this if you go in a law library in Alabama. You can find it in volume 40, right here, volume 40, Alabama Supreme Court Reports on page 361. This case was decided in 1867. And in this case, this is what this judge said. He says, no doubt, the ultimate sovereignty, the government making sovereignty, meaning the power to create government, resides in the people. Okay. But after a government is once formed by the people, they can only exercise this sovereignty, meaning uh like create another government or abolish that government and create another government. They can only exercise this sovereignty by revolution or in the manner they have prescribed to themselves in the Constitution. The state, in its corporate capacity, it's acting like a corporation. So he's saying that public servants in their corporate capacity is the people. So he's saying that the public servants are acting as the people, limiting their conduct by the Constitution. I know that probably confused y'all, but it makes perfect sense to me. But anyway, that'll be the end of this video. I'm not going to make it any longer than this. If you enjoyed this video and if it helped you out, please give me a thumbs up, give me comments, subscribe to my channel, and share this stuff. Also, I'll be doing a radio show tomorrow on Blog Talk Radio about 6 o'clock. Yeah, about 6 p.m. tomorrow. Y'all definitely want to tune in for that. I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about, probably about the prison protests in Alabama. But tune in. Thank y'all for your time. The Supreme Litigant is out. Peace.